If you're ready, here we go.
Hello everybody, happy Friday. Sorry I'm a little bit late, I just got out of the shower. Oh, we're here. This is the penultimate episode of Summertime Rendering. We are 2 episodes away, counting today, away from the end. I don't know how to feel. This has been one of the most pleasant surprises of 2022. Great story, great pacing, great writing, looks pretty, animated good. It's the full package. If not for those 2 episodes of 86, there's a chance that this could be anime of the year. Hey everybody, how's it going? We're here. Hopefully you all are having a good Friday or Saturday, wherever you are. I'm having a great day. Day went by actually really slow. It was like maybe noon, and I was like, I feel like I worked in a whole shift. Still had a few hours to go, but outside of that, we had a good day. Man, last week ended pretty nutty with all of the. Hold on, I might as well just turn this off really quick. My bad. All right. Hope you guys didn't see my feet. But last week was the epitome of like hype. It feels like I really felt like really hyped up after watching last week's episode. It felt really good. It gave me like that feeling that I personally don't feel too much, kind of like the feeling of when I was a kid and I'm watching something really hype. Like I equate it to some of my favorite things. Like remember sitting in my room watching Gohan versus Cell. That feeling. I had the same feeling in My Hero whenever it specifically happened All Might versus All for One. Sorry if I'm spoiling you. That's season 3 of My Hero. I specifically remember having that same feeling. Like it's a fleeting feeling that will happen. Did you guys see that flash, or was that flash only for me? Let me know. It's this fleeting feeling that I chase after that happens for like a split second, where it's like my heart will flutter a little bit and I'm like, oh snap, I'm actually into this. I felt that last week as it started to ramp up whenever Shide came in on the planes and everything. I was like, it happened. So I feel like that's like the best thing as far as me that I can give to this. I really feel like that. That being said, might as well mute everything up, right? Here we go. What do I do here? I mute stuff. That's what I do. Shide really been that guy. He's been a good antagonist. I can say that. One thing I will appreciate about the series is that Shide and Haine, Hiroko, have been really good antagonists. Usually I'll have this feeling of an antagonist will do something stupid, but really the main characters, the protagonists of the series, are the ones that have really done dumb things. Like Hiroko hesitated for a split second in episode 18 or 19 whenever she had the drop on Shinpei and stopped because she felt the presence of Ushio still. So it's like outside of that moment, I feel like they've never really done anything stupid. They've been really calculated. They've been very successful on numerous amount of times. More like almost like in comparison, I feel like the villains have been more successful. It's just the successes that our protagonists have had have pushed us forward even more. But we've been stop blocked by the villains, by the antagonists a lot. I really appreciate that. I really like being pissed off more. I would enjoy if I have to be mad at someone. I'll say this and then we'll get started. If I had to be mad at someone, I'd rather be mad at the protagonist than the antagonist, because I don't want to feel like we're going up against an idiot. It lessens the stakes for me. But if I feel like we're going up against someone that's formidable, I can tolerate being angry at the protagonist, because if this is gonna be like, I don't want to say cliche, but if it's gonna be a story where the protagonist wins, the protagonist is gonna overcome somehow, some way. And I'm so used to so many dumb things happening, I can accept if the protagonist finds a way. Life finds a way. Jurassic Park reference. Excuse me. But I would much rather like the villain just be like very foreboding, very menacing, and actually feel smart. I'll say that. So here we go. Oh gosh. Here we go. Episode 24, Summertime Rendering. We're gonna get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I missed the keyboard. No opening again. Nice catch. That's why she was only able to turn into a kid. There wasn't enough information. Back to back, no openings. More volume. This is it, man. Well, almost. Yes, he can. He can. But the whole thing is Ryunosuke can do it, but nobody knows. Because Shinpei looped in the one run, excuse me. In the one run that he did do that. 2 minutes. We're gonna go straight into Dragon Ball Z time, aren't we? She's going big brain. Okay. Excuse me. That's right. Those two would have had a relationship before all this shadow stuff happened. He's JoJo posing! She grew up? Wait a second. They dimmed it so to help with epilepsy. You guys saw what I saw, right? She looked like an adult. Which makes me feel like there's more to their relationship. They were holding hands too. Whoa, the sledgehammer! I don't remember that. You're gonna have to show me where. I don't remember that whatsoever. I only remember her looking like a child, unless I was just mistaken on what I was looking. I'm pretty sure it must have been something where I didn't know what I was looking at. Ay, ay, ay. I thought we couldn't do that. Or is it just the half of him that isn't coming back? Yeah. He shifted it. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. He pulled an All Might. Whoa. Nice try. Too many My Hero references from me. Was gonna. He pulled an Izuku. What is happening? I can make too many references. What are we doing? Are we Sasuke now? It's hard now. He's taking too much. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my god, so cool. That's so cool. That's so cool. We're gonna sacrifice ourselves? Well, he's willing to sacrifice anything to end this all. He's got to take Ay, ay, ay. It's all according to plan. Come on, Ryunosuke! Please! Huh? Huh? We're moving in anime time! It's been more than 5 seconds! Ah! Oh, Ryunosuke! Ah! What happened to the seconds? What happened to the seconds? Please, 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 please. He's doing so good. Come on. He killed him. He didn't kill him. Okay. Yeah, just brought that up. Ryunosuke, he would have experienced that. Well, Hiroko would have experienced it and shared it with him. No. No. This track is incredible. We're not in, the bullet's done. I was gonna be like, we're totally in anime time. This track is incredible. $300. So this wasn't until recently. So it really is evil just to be evil. He's just petty. If I can't see it, no one can. This track is incredible. Oh my goodness. We were in anime time. Jesus. Shit. Oh my gosh. Oh, come on, please. Something. Something. She's gonna move as the gun. Nah, I'm fully in. I'm fully in. I feel like I'm about to cry. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm right with him. I'm right with him. Oh man. That's the third body that he found a way to keep alive. It can't be that easy. Freaking umbilical cord. She's gonna die too, right? Movement was so weird. That's creepy. That's so creepy. Jesus. Oh my goodness. What did we do? Are we in memories? What did we do? In all reality, no. Both eyes would be like if she's connected with Hideko, they would be one, correct? One entity with both eyes. Yes, yes. Yes. What kind of time shenanigans are we about to do? Oh, holy crap. Holy crap. Dude, that's not good. That's not good. What is about to happen? But what does that do for everything else? Ceases to exist. That version of her would never exist. Dog, this is things are about to go crazy. Like Ryunosuke would have never died. They gotta jump world lines. Like this is crazy. So then, like, what does that? Where does that leave us? Obligatory butt shot. I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry. Nah. Oh, I'm literally about to cry. No. Like we we are essentially what this is. Essentially what this is, like what this is explaining is that we've been in a time loop. Like we kept talking about the zero loop, the zero loop. This has been happening. It feels like if this isn't the first time that this has happened, we've constantly been getting to the point of where we beat them, but we all still have to just die. And I feel like we keep doing this until we can find a way to break it. And essentially what this whole 24 episodes was us not breaking it, but us making sure that we get the chance to break it. That's what this feels like. So it's like we've been talking about the zero run, but in all actuality, in a way, this series was the zero run. And all we have to do is just keep replaying this whole series, and it keeps happening. I love that next episode is like, it's just an epilogue. We might get to the next episode, might give us the whenever we finish, like whenever we get to an alternate timeline where we do succeed, however succeeding is, we might get that. We might actually get that. Because it feels like it feels like whenever Ushio gets to the end of her run, she realizes exactly what's been going on, and she's just setting it up for the next run. Now, if this was the last episode, I would be like, I love endings like, if this was the last episode, I love endings like this. I do, because this just feels like a, yep, like take of it what you will. Go find it out. It felt like how the fight concluded was satisfying. Like this episode, like, it was great. It was great. It was legit great. It was legit great. Like honestly, it was legit great. Like for real. It's not a decent conclusion. Like the series could end right here and I'd be like, that's great. And we still have another episode where we can get some sort of explanation. What's up, Lewick? That was incredible. I've been saying for like the last month, I feel like, because of the journey alone that we've gone on with the series, that if the ending was meh, the series would still overall be really good to me. And for me, we're not even at the ending yet. We still have another episode. But if this was the ending, oh my, like this is up there. This is legit up there. I don't know why I appreciate an ending where we won. It's like we won, but not really. Like we won, but not really. It's so good. It's so good. It's just like we don't know what the world would look like after this battle, because Hiroko not existing on that island changes everything so much that there's no rhyme or reason why any of these individuals would have been born in the first place once you go back in time and delete. It's like there's any little thing could change and none of them would have existed. There could be nothing that Shinpei goes back to. It's just like, I don't think much of the world would change because shadows are just copies of the originals. But the whole thing is, if we go back in time and we make sure that Hideko never existed, what happened? Like, we don't have a time to go back to because where we lived was influenced by the shadows on the island. People died from the shadows. All this stuff happened. But if Hideko never existed, none of the events of the series would exist. They wouldn't happen in our time. That's why Haine deleted. That's why Ryunosuke just poofed and disappeared. Because if Hideko was never there, him and Hizuru would have never died on the mountain. He wouldn't be a shadow. None of that would happen. So it's like it would start retroactively going back. So I feel like Ushio being like, nah, I feel like that's not satisfactory enough, before she ends up deleting. It could be Steins Gate rules too, where they just end up in another timeline that is similar to the events of this series without shadows ever existing. It definitely could be that. I wouldn't mind it either or. I enjoy the fact that we're stuck in a time loop. We're literally stuck in a time loop. And there might be a way to break this time loop, but our experience, what we experienced, we didn't break it. We didn't find a way to break it. We found a way to destroy the ancient evil, but no, we just end up right back in the loop. There would have to be a run in which we possibly could do this. So it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, even with this, there's options. Like, it could be different timeline. It could be something else. I really freaking enjoyed this. Because I would assume that Ushio would be the last one to poof and disappear. That's why Hizuru is alive. You're right. That's why she's like, I'm not like, I don't want to like use like I'm not satisfied, but nah, there has to be a better way. So before she poofs and disappears, she goes back and she sets everything in order so that we could try it again. And then, like, who knows? Like, next episode could start and we could get like a time lapse of how many complete loops that we've gone through, and 100,000 loops from now, that Shinpei figures it out, and we're able to live on, maybe. Oh my gosh, that was incredible. That was great. 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 I agree, Malcolm. Like, if this was the last episode, I am satisfied. This was an odd name for Steins Gate anime. That was this. Damn, I can't believe it. I can't believe that I feel this positive about the ending of this. Holy crap. I'm not jumping off the cliff yet. Next week's episode, honestly, with how this episode concluded, next week, there's nothing that can happen next week, right? That would ruin this. I feel like there's nothing that can ruin this, because we literally just told a complete story, and we ended the series. We ended this right back where we were. We're in a time loop. I can take this story for exactly what it is. The next ending could be the dumbest thing ever, and I don't think it ruins this, what we just got finished watching. It doesn't ruin this. In my honest opinion, It does not ruin this. Yeah, it just feels like extra. It doesn't ruin this. I feel like you can watch this and this is separate on its own. I really thought it would have been something like the movie Us, where it's like the movie's great all the way until the ending, and then it's just like we're holding hands across America. Sorry. A neat part is when she's going back to the beginning and she hugs Shinpei from behind. That's the same hug when she tells him to protect Mio as he goes into the third loop. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. So that Ushio he was conversing with back then was the Ushio from the very end of everything. Yes. Yep. That the Ushio that left the recording for Hizuru, that talked to him during the third loop, that gave him the power of the eye before the beginning of the episode, before the beginning of the series, was Ushio at the end of everything. She's experienced everything. And I think why she's not giving more information is because I think she can't give too much. Because it's one of these things where Ushio probably when going back is like, we defeated them. So it's like we defeated them. Like my thought process would be, we beat them. Even though none of us get to stay together, all of this is uncertain, but we definitely beat them. So I'll give enough information to ensure that we at least can get to this moment, so that if the same thing happens again, just thinking the Ushio and the timeline that I'm rewriting can get to this point again. Give ourselves a second chance or a third chance or a fourth chance, however many chances it is. So it's like we can't give too much information, because what would you do? It's like I don't know, like, because at the point of the beginning of the series, Ushio is dead. She is dead. I don't know if we get her back. That's the whole thing. Yeah, it's like we can prevent losing, but how do we win? That's the whole, we keep looping because we don't know how to win yet. We don't allow big bad, like the big bad doesn't win. We stop that, but we don't necessarily take the W. But we just keep giving ourselves another chance to do this all over again. So it's like, how do you do that? How do we stop her from dying? Can we stop her from dying? Maybe we have to get to a point of like, there is no saving Ushio. Maybe if we can get over saving Ushio, there's a chance that we can end all this early. And I feel like there's no, I don't know if she would have the ability to give. I don't know. Like, for hypotheticals, if we just gave Shinpei everything. See, it doesn't work like that because Shinpei's a human. It's like we can. That's the thing. That's the thing. Where it's like, if we give Shinpei all the information of an entire loop from start to end, Shinpei doesn't change. He's a human. He just gets all the information from that loop. So all you're doing is just giving an uncertain Shinpei with no experience just information, and how does he sort it? It's different when we're going through the series and we're updating everyone in real time with elements that just happened. That's different, because after we keep looping, we're just kind of updating, like how the shadows update, like updating Neo and all the other humans, because at that point they've already would have experienced it once before. This isn't like Ushio, where Ushio's in the ocean and we take this copy data and give it to Ushio, and she overwrites herself, and now she's our Ushio again with everything. It is like, if that were the case with Shinpei, I would say like give him all the information. We get our Shinpei back, we get endgame Shinpei back, and essentially we new game plus it, like someone said, and we just go straight to endgame and just throw down at the temple or something crazy like that. But it's like, nah, it's like we don't even have that luxury. Like, we don't even have that luxury. Like, if we give day one Shinpei endgame Shinpei's knowledge, he's folding. Day one Shinpei would fold with that knowledge, and we would all just be pissed off at him again. So it's like there has to be a loop where things deviate and happen so differently that we can find a way to end this. Like something would have to change. I don't know what, but something would have to change. Man, something would have to change. Dude, this was great. I'm like holding myself back from saying like hyperbolic things. That was a great ending. That was a great ending. I'm really trying to stop myself from going hyperbolic. That was a great ending. Like I'm kind of in disbelief. Wow. Yeah. It's a great, it's like, this is, you rarely get something like this. Everything makes sense, right? Everything makes sense. Everything makes sense. You get a clear explanation for everything. This happens, how do we do it? And you figure it out and then makes sense. And it's like, all right, we can keep going. Everything. I can't, but like, I can't, it's like I'm sitting here, I can't believe it. Holy crap. Actually, couldn't Shinpei solve most issues by just getting to the island earlier? It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work like that. Because it feels like Ushio only shows up to him after she's dead, and I don't know if that's on purpose or if it's just a stipulation. Plus, the only reason why Shinpei is going to the island is because she's dead. The only reason why. Excuse me. So, unless we can find a run where you would think that one of these loops would have Ushio try to go back further, maybe. But then what that brings up is what is Shinpei being there gonna do? Like, even if he's there earlier, what is that gonna do? Like, what would that do? He would just be included. I feel like we brought this up like 2 months ago. This was like around the time when we found out about the two Ushios at the same time, when we get to see her actually die. Like, we brought up like nothing would come of, like, what would change if Shinpei was there? Like, nothing. I feel like I remember saying this, like, nothing would change. Instead of so, it was something along the lines of, like, if people found out about Shadow Ushio before all of this, like, before Ushio died, all it wouldn't do anything. Like, we wouldn't be able to do anything with that information. because oh, it's just like two more people just know that there's another Ushio around. Like nothing else changes. We still would end up at the beach possibly. Like, and if not, something would happen that would lure us to the water to get her killed. Something would happen. So it's like, even if Shinpei's there, Shinpei I don't think would have any knowledge, so Shinpei would just be on the island early. He would just get caught up, maybe he might die, who knows. I don't know. All I do know, it's a great ending. Great ending. I'll say it. I feel the same way about this that I feel about Steins Gate. Damn near the same way. I feel almost the same way I do about Steins Gate. And I have the same criticisms with Steins Gate. And those criticisms being Shinpei and Okabe annoyed me in a few parts. That's it. It's one of those 9.5 masterpiece. That's how I felt about Steins Gate. That's how I feel about this. Right? That's how I feel about that. I feel the same way. 9.5 masterpiece. And my only criticism is that thinking about it, Shinpei pissed me off in 2 episodes. And the same thing with Okabe. There's like 2 episodes where I'm like, dude, if you just open your mouth, things will change. I feel like it's the same criticism. Music in both series are good. The openings are better in Steins Gate, but the first opening and first ED are incredible for summertime rendering. The second one's really good. ED and opening is really good, but for Steins Gate, opening and ED is incredible. So it's like great music, great characters. I will say that, great characters. We have good characterization for our characters too. An incredible story. It looks pretty. It has really cool animation moments, and its ending by far is really freaking good. Yeah, like I can't believe that I live in a world where I was watching both at the same time for the first time. Like, I just wrapped up Steins Gate a couple of weeks ago. I can't believe that I live in a time where these 2 shows I got to experience damn near at the same time. And they both damn near have the same impact. But the one thing I can say is I felt like an idiot at the end of Steins Gate. Because I waited a decade to watch it, it feels like. And I watched this in real time. It's the only thing. That's the only difference. It's the only difference. I can't believe this. When is the, like... I feel like for me personally, when the anime for Attack on Titan ends, I'll have the same feeling. I'll have the same feeling when it ends. Like, the manga ended, and it's like, but the anime's still out there. I'll have that complete feeling once that finishes. But I haven't felt this way about an ending of a series that I'm ongoing watching in real time in a long time. I, like, seriously. I can't. I'm just gonna keep saying the same things over and over and over again. I'm like really in disbelief. I really am. I feel like every question that we've had was answered. Every question that we posed from the board was answered. I'm looking at the board. Was Hideko hurt in the fire bombings? We can assume yes. Is Shide's real body his previous one? Yes. And the zero loop? Yes. Every question that I had throughout the course of this series answered. Every single one answered. Trying to think if there's one. There's not a single question that I did not have answered. That's superb, right? That's superb. That is superb. That's superb. I'm getting out of here. We're sitting here babbling like the series is over. There's still another episode. There's still another episode. We still have an epilogue that we can watch. This is great. Yeah. That's a conversation that I'm going to have next week, Mateus. I'm having that conversation next week as far as adaptations. Having that conversation next week. I am. I have to have it because I feel like this is the perfect series to do it for. I have to. I'll be damn. All right. Link is in the description to the Discord. Head over there. We're gonna excuse me. We're gonna rewatch this it's not the last episode. We're gonna rewatch this episode again. And we don't even need to write stuff on the board. We can, but we don't even need to. Thank you guys for stopping by. Hopefully I see you guys next week for the epilogue, the finale of Summertime Rendering. What a series. What a wrap up to this story. Thank you guys. Head over to the Discord. I'm heading over there now. Have a good rest of your Friday or Saturday, wherever you are. Have a good rest of your weekend if I don't see you. Next week if I don't see you. Hopefully, God willing, I see you next time. So thank you again. I appreciate you. Peace out.